What's up, dog?
What's up, dog?
Another day.
Another day, another dollar.
No dollars. We're poor.
I'm poor.
You gonna say it?
No, I don't think I will.
Is this yours? Yeah. You want it?
Who are you talking to, Ethan? Who's that you're talking to?
Talking to Andy.
Andy Benandy?
Andy Bobanders. Anders Benanders.
Anders Benanders.
Okay. Fucking welcome back, everybody, to the podcast. If you're not going to say
Welcome back, everybody, to the podcast.
Stupid. It's been a while. Should we apologize or should we just get on with it?
Fuck them.
Fuck them?
Let's get on with it.
That's not very nice.
I'm sorry, 12 people.
I'm trying to, like 4. I'm trying to think on what we missed out on, what we haven't said.
We haven't talked about Multiverse of Madness.
We haven't talked about anything.
We haven't talked about Thor: Love and Thunder.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
We kind of talked about Obi-Wan Kenobi, but
No,
that episode got a little fucked.
That episode is on Spotify.
But it ended 15 minutes into Obi-Wan.
It did. So if you guys want to see anything about that podcast, episode 64 is audio only. I refuse to release the video.
It was a struggle.
It was a struggle. It was in the literally in the description. I put that it was a struggle.
Yeah.
So Andy listened to it and she was like, "You were kind of fucked," and I was like, "Yeah, I was."
Yeah,
absolutely. So
I think the most recent episode is Sea Level. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Sea Level.
Sea Level. She gets it.
I don't get it. What? Am I dumb?
How fucked up were you?
Sea level. Okay, sorry. You fucking totally threw me off.
Well,
Yeah.
that encompasses like at least an hour to 45 minutes of the podcast.
Yeah, no, and then I fucking listened to Stacy's mom. That's another reason it can only be an audio.
Listen to the entirety of Stacy's mom.
That's the only reason it can be on Spotify is because Spotify won't dock us for...
Went to the bathroom and this motherfucker went buck wild and just listened to the entire
They
song of
won't dock
Stacey's
us
mom.
for copyright issues, so it cannot be on YouTube. I can always edit it, but it wouldn't make any sense. I would just be out of pocket. So if you would like to listen to that episode, you can totally do on any streaming platform and or other than YouTube. But fuck, dude, how you been, Mr. Broke Boy?
Good broke.
We both had fucking COVID.
We got COVID.
Everyone had COVID.
Me, you, Dakota, and Andy all got COVID.
That was not fun. I actually pulled up this.
I felt horrible.
Read that.
BA.5 makes up nearly 80% of the new COVID cases. Here's what to know about these subvariants.
That is the subvariant you and I had, and she and everyone else. It's the new variant.
Yeah, you sneeze a lot, you shit a lot,
no, dude,
and you got a really sore throat.
I had a lot of sneezes, and I had a sore throat. I didn't shit very much, but dude, I tell you what I really had? The goddamn cough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad cough.
Yeah, no, I still have this tickle in my throat. Every now and again, I'll wake up, and I'll be like, ugh, and it's like, it's I don't have to cough. It's just this tickle. I cannot get out, and it's pissing me off.
I still have like phlegm in my throat.
Phlegm?
Yeah.
I don't really have phlegm, but I'm definitely coughing a lot. That's fucking annoying, but I've been back at work. I have to wear a mask until the 20th, which is today. Oh my God.
I think I was supposed to wear a mask, but I didn't wear a mask.
I don't have to wear a
I don't
mask
give a fuck.
when I go back to work, and now I'm super excited.
No, I mean, not that I don't give a fuck, just that I wasn't going to wear a mask.
No, you don't give a fuck.
If they get COVID, they get COVID.
Yeah.
It's their own damn fault.
You're racist and insensitive.
Sure.
Absolutely. But this new subvariant is what I've been very curious about. When did it start, actually?
The end of April.
Do you want to read that? I can.
BA.5 was first detected in the U.S. at the end of April. Experts said the subvariant was first seen in South Africa, but that doesn't mean that it arrived to the U.S. from South Africa.
Well, quote unquote, but that doesn't mean that it arrived to the U.S. from South Africa.
And said David Dowdley, an epidemiologist. At Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, researchers can't know where it came from due to limited surveillance. The first case appeared in Northeast, then started spreading during the past month to southern, midwestern, and western states, Dowdy said. It's been a sort of slow rise since that time. He said it's taken about 2 months to get to all the current states, where we think BA.5 probably accounts for about 2/3 of all COVID cases now.
I mean, honestly, with what I had, I believe it. I don't think anyone at my work other than me has gotten it. But then again, I wasn't at work for like a week straight.
You're also an anti-vaxxer, correct?
No.
Do you have the vaccine?
No. I would like to point out this is the 4th time I've had COVID, and guys, I'm fucking pumping and living. I'm good to go.
But you don't have the vaccine.
No, I don't have the vaccine.
Okay.
Okay. At this point, what's the point? Okay, so literally,
be alive.
No, kind of
Live.
No, okay, so
Breathe.
all of you
Don't
have
die.
been. No, all of you have been. Are you double vaxxed, or are you boosted, Andy?
Double.
She's just double vaxxed. No booster.
No.
Okay, are you
But out of-
are you boosted?
I'm just vaxxed.
Just vaxxed. What about
Just
Kona?
vaxxed.
Just vaxxed. Okay, I have no vaccine, and I would like to point out that I may have had it the worst than all of you. I don't know.
I think you did. The whole point of the vaccine, especially now, is not to make you immune to it. It's to make it less severe.
Okay, at the very least, it just felt like I had the flu.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I just had body.
I think the worst part for me was body aches.
I-
Like my whole body ached.
I had body aches. I couldn't. I mean, I could get out of bed. I went to the bathroom and stuff like that. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, you can ask her. I didn't eat that day. I just laid in bed. Like my chest didn't really hurt. I didn't have trouble breathing or anything.
I
like
went
that.
swimming.
You fucking crazy.
I wanted to get out of the house, and Dakota was like, let's go swimming. And I was like, okay.
Please point out that you did not go to a public pool.
No, her mom has a pool. We went to a private backyard pool.
And her mother also gave her COVID.
Her mother also had COVID, yeah.
Yeah, so-
And COVID isn't waterborne, so
Dog.
it's not.
It doesn't matter. You fucking still hung out with people.
It's not waterborne.
Okay.
It means it can't transfer through water.
And it also technically can't transfer very well through air if you're out in open public with vitamin D, which is obviously the sun. So
The sun do be vitamin D.
it do be D'ing the shit up.
It do be D'ing me down.
But no, I mean, at this point, I don't see a point in getting vaccinated because it doesn't make any sense to me. I've had it 4
Right, 'cause
times.
you've had it 4 times. Why would I need to get vaccinated when I've lived 4 near-death experiences
I never was near death. Never.
that you knew of?
No, the only one that sucked the absolute most was the first time I ever got it, and that was in either late December or early January of 2019, before we even knew it was here.
Yeah.
And I've said this multiple times, and I'll say it again. I went to the doctor thinking I had the flu. He's like, that's weird. Like, you have flu-like symptoms, and if it was up to me, I'd tell you have the flu, but you tested negative twice. So I'm like, okay. So he's like, I hurt. And he was like, well, I don't know what to fucking tell you. And come to find out, it was obviously COVID. So.
Dakota sent me a voice message.
You want to listen to it out loud?
So I'll just eat when I get home. No biggie.
She said she's broke. But
Yeah.
she's
Why is
starved.
she eating when she gets home?
Because she's broke. We're both broke.
Oh, is she broke like savings broke or broke?
What do you mean?
Like,
I think she has money. She just
yeah.
doesn't
Okay.
spend
Well, then,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I figured she was the type. She makes good money.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. Josh is poor. He missed a week of work, and he doesn't make good money to begin with, and he refuses to get a
Dog.
better job.
Can you not?
I'm calling you out.
Can you not?
I'm calling you out.
Let's not do that.
Why?
Because
So why? Let's get down to why don't.
maybe if we got paid for the podcast, we wouldn't be in this situation.
Why don't you want to? We're getting to monetization. We just have to, put out the episodes
And now
more.
listens to Jesse's mom in full.
It's not Jesse's mom. It's Jesse's mom.
I said Jesse's mom.
Jessie.
Jacussy.
Jessie Smollett.
Fuck that guy.
I think he got sentenced, didn't he?
I have no idea.
I think since before the last time we recorded, I think he got sentenced, and it was not amazing.
Not in his favor?
He definitely got sentenced pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
It
tends
was,
to happen.
dude, it
when
was
you lie.
borderline a hate crime, even though he was hating on himself. Basically, yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I don't see the point in getting vaxxed, anything like that. I just at this point, the rate in which
If
it's
they're going to kill me, let it come.
no, the rate at which it's going, it doesn't seem very necessary for me to do it because I mean I am fine. If it's like the Black Plague or something, then yeah, I'll get a vaccination. But
Yeah.
yeah, like if it's dire,
You're like, you know what? COVID, I beat it 4 times, but the Black Plague, I should probably get vaccinated.
I literally have been fine all 4 times. I was a little sick, this and that. You know,
You were
because
an asshole.
because of COVID, I got
You were an asshole.
Yeah, because I was sick. Was I an asshole? She's like, I get it.
You were rude.
Duh. I did. Do you know how not good I felt?
I wasn't rude when I was sick. Dakota did. I was nice to her.
Awesome. That doesn't count. No one talked. You didn't. For the record, I didn't come in your room and try to have a conversation with you while you were laying in bed,
On your phone. You were on your phone. That's open to conversation.
minding my own business. Tried to have a conversation with me, and I was like, I don't want to talk.
No,
right
you
now.
literally told me to fuck off. You're like, fuck off, I'm sick. I don't want to talk to anybody. I thought that was obvious.
Yeah.
No, you're being a prick.
No, I
For
was
no reason.
I was literally sick.
There was no
I was-
reason for you to be that rude.
I was sick. I didn't feel good. I thought it was fairly obvious that I didn't want to talk to anybody.
You could have just said, I don't really want to talk right now, but you had to be a dick about it.
No, I was grumpy.
No, not no.
No,
You could have been nice about it.
I was grumpy and sick, and I didn't want to talk to anybody. I'm
could've
sorry.
said that.
I'm sorry. That's how it came
Said
out.
that in a nicer fucking tone.
I'm sorry. I mean, yeah,
Drop
but like,
the fucking attitude, goddammit.
no, I was fucking sick and didn't feel good.
Okay. Well, maybe if you had the vaccine, you would have felt better.
That's not okay. You're absolutely the fucking worst. Jesus Christ.
Who the fuck is that guy?
We'll get there. Okay, this is another
That one, right there, top one.
Okay. So explain what we're about to look up. I clicked a random link because we had the TV in front of us.
I think it was D Plus Day, Disney Plus Day. That just happened recently.
No, that didn't happen
Was
recently.
it San Diego Comic Con then?
It had to have been something else. Disney Plus Day happened several months ago.
Okay, it was some type of event for Disney or Disney-esque. And
Oh my god! I think
they
this was
showed
sealed.
Oh, was it Star Wars Celebration? Was it Star Wars Celebration?
This is like super sealed. Yeah, I think it is Star Wars Celebration.
But there was an exclusive video shown to a group of people, and there was, I think it was like 4 trailers. And the main trailer, the one we're about to watch, is Star Wars Mandalorian Season 3.
Okay.
That got leaked. And then it was Star Wars Ahsoka also got leaked. And this Ahsoka series is a direct continuation of Star Wars Rebels, the animated show.
Okay, I am going to play the audio on the computer, or sorry, on the TV. It won't be on the computer. We'll do that so we can hear it. Will we get flagged?
Yeah.
Will we?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to edit this anyway. Am I going to have to go back and edit it out if it's too loud?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
They'll burn us at the stake.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well, we're gonna listen to it. If this ends up staying in, then hopefully it stays in. But we'll see.
That's the end. This is the end of the trailer.
Huh?
This is the end.
It's gonna replay. I think it might have already played through. Maybe if we talk over it, they won't notice.
Maybe, but, you know,
Yeah.
you never know. So, it's basically just showing us clips from the new season. There's a lot of things that we don't really understand yet because it's out of context.
Like at all?
But
I don't
that
get
is
any of it.
Mandalore. That's Mandalore,
Okay.
which is a really, really big thing. We haven't seen that yet in live action other than...
Okay. Here's the replay.
It's the armorer. They're in a space battle. Armorer again.
That's them dropping ship. Hold on.
That's the armorer. She seems like she's going to be a big part of this. It's Babu Frick from, or at least his species, sorry, from The Last Jedi. Rise of Skywalker. It's Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
There is Imperial stuff. Space battle again. Seems like that's going to be at least a whole episode, big part of it. But he walks past these Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Where are they? Hold on. It might have already happened. Yeah, it already happened. But he walks past these 3 Mandalorians, and they're actually from a Lego set and the Mandalorians didn't have names. It's those guys right down there, right below that. Yeah, those three Mandalorians.
The entire Mandalorian Season 3 trailer is leaked online in decent quality, and it looks incredible. There were tons of new Mandalorians in the trailer, and I'm pretty sure there was a shot of Mandalore as well. Why didn't they release this trailer to the public? That dude's a dipshit. No, they're going to release it, you dumbass. They just released it at a con. What is... Okay, so I guess I don't understand, and I'm not... This is really funny. I am not well versed in the lore. Mm-hmm. What is Mandalore?
So, Mandalore is where all the Mandalorians originated. It's, if you remember, you watched Book of Boba Fett, right? The Mandalorian episode
for the most part. Yeah.
Okay, so in that, the armorer.
Disappointing show, by the way.
I disagree, but we've talked about that.
Yep.
In that show, the armorer and Din Djarin are talking, and she says, since you took off your helmet, you are no longer a Mandalorian, and to reclaim your right as a Mandalorian, you have to go to the mines of Mandalore.
So Mandalore being a place?
Mandalore is a place.
Okay, so...
Mandalore is where Beskar originates.
Okay, so my question is, what makes you a Mandalorian? Like, as in... so there's a place called Mandalore. Mm-hmm. Do you have to... I guess the names are confusing me.
Okay, so if to be a true Mandalorian,
mm-hmm.
you need to be born into a sect of the Mandalorians on Mandalore.
Which is why now, Boba Fett and Jango Fett, neither one of them are true Mandalore.
Now, no, that is not true.
Not true?
Jango Fett was a true Mandalorian. He was a foundling, and the signet, his crest with like the arrow through it.
You have to explain what foundling is and then sig
Okay,
crest.
Foundling is whenever you find a young child and adopt them into the Mandalorian. That is a foundling. That is a different version of what a regular Mandalorian usually is.
So is this the same is this the same concept of when that lady Mandalorian told Din Djarin
Bo-Katan.
No, the other lady. She was in the underground
armorer.
When she was like, this is now your child until he finds a place of peace.
That is a foundling.
Okay, so that's the same concept.
Yeah.
Okay. Just speaking to
Din
what's
Djarin
familiar.
is a foundling.
He is.
He is.
Okay, so he wasn't born within the Mandalorian.
No.
Okay.
The Mandalorians found him and saved him, and he became a foundling.
Okay, and then the flashbacks to when the Mandalorian were saving, what planet was it? In the Battle of what? Do you know what I'm referring to?
The Night of Tears.
It's just when the Mandalorian were literally fucking shit up because they were fighting for the right people.
I'm pretty sure that was on Mandalore.
Was that Mandalore?
It might have been.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
If we're thinking of the
I don't
same
know.
thing.
Dave Filoni always throws me off.
If you want to look at like a really big part of Mandalore, like if you want to understand Mandalore, Star Wars The Clone Wars, the animated show, does a really good arc on Mandalore.
Now, do they have several episodes sectioned out like they do? Okay, so for those that don't know, when you go to Disney Plus, if you're not well versed in the Clone Wars TV show, they have sections of the TV show set aside for, say you don't want to watch the whole show, but you want to understand the overarching story of which is it the, I guess
it's like the 23 episodes you need to watch to understand Star Wars, the Clone Wars.
Skywalker Saga, correct?
I believe so.
Okay, so they have these episodes set to the side to watch them. Do they do the same with the Mandalorian
they
story?
might have it now because of the new season coming out,
yeah.
but as of like a week
Before,
ago,
no, they didn't. Okay.
But there's a really big part of the Star Wars: The Clone Wars show where they go to Mandalore. Obi-Wan Kenobi's on Mandalore.
Okay.
And he
Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where he meets the love of his life, Duchess Satine.
Correct. And we're also anticipating that we're going to either have a season 2 of Obi-Wan or a season 1 of Vader, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So oh my God, dude, it's so much.
There's literally so much.
I really like Mandalorians, and they've been around for millennia. Like, even in my game, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, okay? And that's like, I think it's like 5,000 years before Anakin.
Well, and that was a lot of people's biggest beef. Do you remember the scene in Rise of Skywalker to where they're like, they can fly now?
They've been able to fly for centuries.
People were really pissed about that scene because obviously it was comedic relief and like, yeah, maybe
they could fly in the Clone Wars.
And maybe they had never encountered clones that could fly, so they can fly now. But the reason people had so much beef with that specific scene is because, like, you've obviously heard about Jedi. You thought they were a myth. You've never heard about flying clones, and then when you see them, you're like, they can like no, like
Obviously, they can fly.
yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
And then
like
not-
even Star Wars: The Clone Wars, like even the fucking video game Star Wars Battlefront 1, the original one, in like
yes,
2002.
you couldn't fly consistently like they could
But
in the
they had
movie,
jetpacks.
but they could like boost. Yeah, exactly.
Like there's a jet fucking.
it
Trooper
doesn't
in
matter.
The game.
Okay, it doesn't matter. In the old Boba Fett, his fucking jetpack got hit and he flew away, and that's why he ended up
All
in the Sarlacc pit.
Mandalorians-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's the Phoenix program.
Yeah.
They talk about it heavily in Mandalorian season 2.
So, do you have beef with that scene as well?
No, I don't really have beef because I get it. It's comedic relief. If Disney owns them, there's gonna be comedic relief. I just have to get used to it.
Yeah. Oh, we also have to talk about Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Speaking of comedic relief, you'll get that in a second when we mention that. Yeah, I know.
I didn't dislike it. I really.
I didn't
liked the
either.
movie.
I didn't
It
either.
was just-
Everyone hates it.
It was too goofy. It was too goofy.
Continue. So you're speaking Mandalore. Obi-Wan is on the Mandalore planet, and that's where he meets the love of his life.
Yeah, he meets a girl. Her name is Duchess Satine, and like it's been said in canon lore,
Really?
that he would have left the Jedi Order for her had she said the word.
You have explained this to me. Okay, would
Like,
he really?
Yes, in a heartbeat. But that's like, oh my god, that's like the depressing part. Is she loved him so much she never would have asked him.
Well,
that.
duh.
And she, spoiler alert. I'm giving him a second for spoilers.
Okay, now
She dies to Maul. Maul kills her in front of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. He,
And this was after they re-represent him with his robotic legs,
he has the upgraded robotic legs at this point.
to where he looks like a normal person.
So he looks like a normal person.
Okay.
And he has claimed the right to rule Mandalore. He beat Pre Vizsla in combat.
Okay.
And took the Darksaber.
What's everybody's beef? Okay, so speaking on the fact that Maul is obviously alive, what's everybody's beef in we're gonna do several callbacks here, so I apologize. What's everybody's beef with Obi-Wan? What's her name? The black woman?
Riva?
What's everybody's beef with Riva getting stabbed by a lightsaber and being able to live, but no one questions the fact that I feel like the only retcon everyone has ever agreed with is they cut Maul in half and then he was able to come back.
Okay. So
hold
there's
on, real
actually
quick.
there's an in canon
I know
explanation to
but
this.
just let me explain the overarching issue people have is everyone's pissed about the Emperor coming back in Rise of Skywalker. They're like, he fell down the pit. I'm like, okay, well, so did Maul, and they're like, Maul's fine. And then Riva got stabbed with a lightsaber, and they're like, well, it was just a stab. She could have probably lived through it. And it also doesn't make you bleed. It obviously
Cauterizes.
singes you. It cauterizes. Okay. Well, then people also bring up the argument of what about Qui-Gon Jinn? Because to be fair, one could argue it's the same type of stab. I don't know. Just it's back and forth. So what's everyone's beef with the fact that these new movies and or shows are like, this is fine. But then when Maul did it literally 23 years ago in Phantom Menace, and then he comes back, everyone's so happy about it. Is
Okay.
it because he's a...
I got it.
Okay.
I got it. So, short answer, they don't understand Star Wars. Long answer, here you go. Okay, so the reason that Obi-Wan Kenobi turns off his lightsaber, lets Darth Vader kill him, and he doesn't survive that, okay, is because, first off, he became one with the Force. He was done fighting. He needed to help Luke. Luke wasn't going to stay there while he died. He needed to become one with the Force, and he needed to leave, and he needed to tell Luke to leave. Okay?
Right.
So, the reason that Qui-Gon Jinn dies, hands down, is because he is a Jedi, not a Sith. He's a Jedi. Okay. The reason that Riva lives, she clings on to her anger. Okay. That is the main reason why Sith live through crazy, usual deaths. Okay.
Okay.
The reason Palpatine lived was because not only did his Force essence cling on to his cloak. Okay. 'cause
One could also argue he was cloning at that point.
he was cloning at that point. That's what Obi-Wan was showing you with the Jedi and all the
and specifically
chambers.
Mandalorian.
And Mandalorian showed you they were cloning way before
Well-
we thought they were.
What honestly, our confusion, do you remember like first watching Mandalorian and you were like, are they about to what they basically did was they super duper canonized Rise of Skywalker. because they were like, he's been cloning this long, so that's why Rise of Skywalker makes sense. I don't know if that was Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau trying to make the sequels make more sense, or if it was vice versa. Does that make sense? So like, it's almost like force healing. It's always been in the lore, and it's been canon, depending on which is canonized, but they did it a week before Rise of Skywalker released. Therefore, yeah, believable. So, is it something like that, or
We still don't really know.
okay?
They still have yet to wholeheartedly double down, but I do think that it goes into making it just make more sense. But the reason Darth Maul survived is because of his hatred for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Point blank period.
Oh, that's why
It's
he.
Kenobi. He
Kenobi-
fucking yells Kenobi. That's Sam Witwer. That's Galen Merrick. That's Starkiller.
He also does it at a con.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen that video?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
So
Can I pull that up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason that Darth Maul survives is because of his hatred for Obi-Wan Kenobi. The reason Reva survives is because of her misplaced hatred for Obi-Wan Kenobi, specifically the fact that he did not come back to the temple to save the younglings. Okay. He ran away and hid.
Who's this?
What?
No.
Reva.
Okay.
And the reason that most Sith survive is because of their hatred. So Jedi become Force ghosts by becoming one with the Force, right? And they train and they do that training to become a Force ghost. And the reason that you don't see Sith Force ghosts, or if you do, they are tied to a specific item. So the way that Sith Force ghosts work is they aren't actually Force ghosts.
Okay.
They have to tie themselves to an object. Okay. My best callback is in Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. Okay. Because it does a lot to canonize a lot of things.
Yeah.
There is
That's another game I've been considering downloading to my computer. Should I?
Yeah, you really should. The first one's really good. Second one is a little less good, but it's still fantastic.
Which is weird because KOTOR 2 is the one I always hear about.
Right.
Why?
Just because it had... KOTOR 1 is a lot like Revenge of the Sith. Okay? It's
Why is
just an amazing
KOTOR 2
movie.
the one always talked about, but then the one people always want to be remastered is KOTOR 1?
Because KOTOR 1 has its own open... Like, it's perfect. It's a perfect game. They did it great. KOTOR 2 has so much potential that was left untapped because they got their funding cut before they finished it.
One could also argue, had they waited to release it and make it a PC exclusive, maybe 5 to 6 years after it was initially released, it could have been amazing.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that as a full-fledged PC game?
I think there was a lot to be desired in KOTOR 2 that they couldn't finish in time.
Okay.
But I do think that overall it is a better game.
Okay. Continue.
But so in KOTOR 1, you are on Korriban, which is the Sith home planet. That is where they originated. It's Koribban, Korriban. And in there you go to, there's 4 different tombs. No, there's 4 different tombs on the planet. Okay, it's tomb of Tulak Hord, who is an ancient Sith Lord, one of the first 4. The tomb of Ajun Tapal, the tomb of Nagasato, and the tomb of Marco Ragnos. All 4 of these are ancient Sith Lords. They are the original Sith Lords, like before lightsabers.
Right.
The main one, the one that I'm going to reference, his name is Ajun Tapal. Ajun Tapal is one of my favorite.
Paul, why does that sound familiar?
Probably because of the story. Ajun Tapal was turned to the dark side by one of his masters.
Okay.
And if you have high enough persuasion, you can bring him back to the light in the game as a Force ghost. He is tied to his blade, Ajun Tapal's blade. It is a double-bladed sword. And if you have high enough constitution or whatever the fuck it is in the game, you can bring him back to the light side and make him become one with the Force as a Jedi.
Really?
Yes. When you go into his tomb, you have to pick from 4 different swords, and you have to pick the right sword. If you pick the right sword, you get to talk to him, you get to keep the sword, and then you can turn him back to the light. But the reason that he is there as a Force ghost is because his Force essence, his soul, is tied to his sword. That is the reason he is alive.
Okay.
And that is how Sith become Force ghosts, by binding themselves with one of their relics. So I think it was explicitly stated, but I'm not sure. Emperor Palpatine binded himself to either his lightsaber or his cloak, which is what allowed him to come back into a clone body.
Cloak would make more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess lightsaber lore speaking would make a lot of sense, but I feel like if it's like supposed to be like mysterious, him binding to his cloak would be kind of creepy. So what's the discrepancy between the TV shows and the movies? Where's that disconnect? Because they seem to be on two separate levels. Like they're obviously trying to be cohesive.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they disconnecting so much?
Okay, so
Is it Kathleen Kennedy with
the
Dave
main
Filoni
reason
thing?
is Kathleen Kennedy is in charge of the mainline universe. Okay, so that's episode 7, 8, and 9. That is her baby. Okay, she employed JJ. She employed Rian Johnson, Rian Johnson, and she employed JJ again for the final movie.
Well,
okay? I want to preface this with
I would also like to point out JJ originally had all three, and then he ended up having movies he would not rather do, but he
contractually obligated to do.
Well, and the funny part is I think a couple of these movies were something like he helped write on. So even if he wasn't contractually obligated to direct them, he was like, these are my projects and I would like to continue to do these things. So I will come back for what you want me to, but I can't do it right now. And instead of waiting, which to be fair, I think they should have, we got a JJ, a Rian, and then JJ again. And I feel like JJ was picking up pieces that he didn't even realize were on the fucking floor.
Yeah. So we've talked about it. You are now a big fan of The Last Jedi.
Me?
That's the second one. It's Rian Johnson's.
No, I'm the reason I'm a fan of Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi is because he did something that no one else was able and or willing to do, which was, I'm going to give you a story that you like, and then I'm going to give you an ending that you don't, because we are trying to end a saga that has been ongoing for almost 40 years. How can we end a story while opening a new one?
Right.
I mean, one could argue that he only closed a story and didn't open a new one, but if you pay attention, there's a scene with that kid with the broom.
Who never shows up again.
And he fucking forced the broom to him and just started sweeping. Nothing major, nothing significant, but if you watch it, you're like, okay. So there's Force-sensitive people that Vader canonized hasn't found through the Omicron. Or what's it called? Holocron. There we go. Sorry. Omnicron. I'm thinking of fucking COVID. He hasn't found through the Holocron because technically, I guess Jedi
By that point, Holocron was destroyed.
Exactly. So, but that's what they're searching for because their main point is to find Force-sensitive people and either bring them to the dark side and use them for how much they need, and or a little scene like that made so much sense to me. I was like, all right, we have Luke. He did what we didn't want him to because he knew what he had to do. Like just little shit like that. And I thought it was perfect. And then I also love JJ and I really like what he tried to do, but I feel like he didn't have the entire trilogy. He could have done it differently. And it did in fact feel rushed. I am also the same person that will argue. I sit through and enjoy all three movies. I can accept what they are. But man, I really do wish they were more meshed together.
Yeah.
I feel like it was clearly you clearly had 2.5 different visions. You had 2 of JJ and then 1 of Rian. And had they just like either kept JJ for all 3 or had JJ do his first one, which was obviously a callback to Empire Strikes Back, and then
New Hope.
That one, sorry, A New Hope, and then had Rian come in, finalize a new part of the story, and then had JJ implement what he wanted, but then also close the story Rian Johnson opened and was attempting to close. I think it would have been perfect. But I mean, you get this onslaught
mesh of ideas.
You get this onslaught mesh of madness that makes so much sense if you did it properly, and all the pieces are there, and it's like JJ's a phenomenal director. He's one of the best. Rian Johnson, I'm not familiar with his work, but from what I saw, he's also very good. Had they just fucking talked, just a little bit more.
So-
That's what blows my mind is you get movies like Endgame and fucking Infinity War, and it's under the same umbrella, and the fucking umbrella on one side it rains and the other one it doesn't. Like, what are you guys doing?
Just to come out the gate, I think Rian Johnson is a great director. Okay, I've seen Knives Out. He directed that. Okay, it's a fucking fantastic movie.
Amazing.
Absolutely
Chris
fantastic.
Evans is also in
okay.
that.
Arguably a masterpiece.
I really
it's a
have to pee.
fucking amazing movie. Okay? You have to listen to this. You have to wait.
Okay.
But Last Jedi, dog shit. No. Yeah, I let you go. Let me go. Okay. It's a fucking awful movie. It has conflicting ideals, and he does certain things just to be different. Okay. I fucking hate that. I don't care about subversion of expectation. Okay. There's 25 fucking years of books that you could have gone off of
More like
that are better.
More like 40.
25 years. 40. Okay. 40 years of books. Okay. That have been struck from canon. that
that's
you can pull
crazy, by
stuff
the way.
From. Okay.
You had 40 years of books, and to some people like you still fucked it up.
Right. Okay. And like, you can't have bits and pieces of the story and expect not to upset the fans who really want it. Okay.
Correct, but we
Like,
can also
hold
argue
on.
that the people who hate Star Wars the most are Star Wars fans.
You always say that, and I understand. Yes, to a
I
point,
mean-
you are right.
I mean,
okay,
yeah.
but I love Star Wars. You know me. I love Star Wars.
Absolutely.
Last Jedi was fucking horrible. Okay, simply because you took Han Solo's kid.
Horrible seems dramatic.
Horrible. You took Han Solo's kid. Okay, who was supposed to be named Jason and Jaina and Anakin, and you named him Ben.
We already
which
did-
was Luke Skywalker's kid.
Okay, we already established what their names were in.
A previous episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. It was called Heir to the Empire. It was a great story.
No, not that. I meant in the previous episode, like the movie.
What do you mean?
J.J. Abrams had already established
Right. Okay.
Kylo. And,
okay. And if you're gonna double down, double the fuck
Okay,
down.
and this is my point: is what if? Okay, so what if they went with J.J. Abrams' original idea? Do you think it would have been better?
Yes, I have seen the script for the original Rise of Skywalker before.
Is it not amazing?
It's so good. Okay, because it's an original story. He doesn't try and backtrack. He doesn't try and mend things that he just couldn't. Okay? If you are going to do an original story, fucking do it. Don't back out halfway through. If you're going to make an original Star Wars story, I'm all for it.
And see,
I'm all for it.
Well, and what a lot of people had issues with on what's the first one called?
The first one is Force Awakens.
Okay.
The second one is Last Jedi. The third one is Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. Okay, The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, The Rise of Skywalker. To be fair, I will point out those are great names.
They are.
They are. And if they did them properly, would have been fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my point. Had they gone with JJ's original idea, I feel like it would have been a lot better considering the fact that he had this cohesive vision that would have been portrayed as like a lot of people's main issue with The Force Awakens was they were like, this felt just like A New Hope. And his point was it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
History repeats itself. Even in Star Wars lore.
Okay, but I liked Force Awakens.
No. And I'm just speaking out loud. What I'm saying is he had this vision of 30 years later, they're still trying to blow up a fucking big old thing that destroys planets because these fuckers can't get the idea that we will always come back and fuck them up for the right reasons. And had they gone with JJ, like I don't know who was in the room when JJ was like, I can't do this, but whoever was like, we have a separate idea, fuck that person. Whoever was like, JJ can't show up, this is his idea, because he had it mapped out. And you can tell in Rise of Skywalker, like he's trying to pick up some mess.
Okay, literally watching Force Awakens, then Last Jedi, then Rise of Skywalker. I feel like I got drunk halfway through and stumbled to the wrong fucking theater.
Okay, so like quite literally, I want to know who was like, Rian, you do your thing. Was that Kathleen?
Yes.
Are we sure?
Yes, that is why Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are like against her. Is because
So-
they're like, you fucked this up single-handedly.
If they're against the president of whoever obviously has the realm and
It's because the person above Kathleen is giving John and Dave her like abilities.
so why is Kathleen there?
Because they're in between a rock and a hard place.
You explain the rock and the hard place, I have to pee.
Hold on. My main complaint is always and has always been, you can't fuck Canon in the face and then say, look how good I did. That is what The Last Jedi did. JJ had to fix Canon with dialogue in the next movie. The Holdo move, when she
the Holdo maneuver.
Yeah, when she hyperspaces through all those, that doesn't fucking work.
Is that The Last Jedi?
That's The Last Jedi.
Okay.
Okay? I will never
No,
argue.
in dialogue, in dialogue, he had to be like,
It was a one in a million thing.
million.
You could
It's-
never do
yeah.
that. Fuck that. The whole point of not hyperspacing through everything and then light speed skipping, Poe does that in the next movie? What the fuck is that?
Can we both agree that was one of the coolest fucking scenes?
Okay, but
It was that was amazing.
You can't give me cool scenes and then just shit all over canon after striking 40 years of it to bring Chewbacca back.
To be fair, you're also I know. You're also one of the. That's not the main reason, but it was one of the. For those that don't know what we're talking about, they had lore and canon within the books. It was canonized, and in those books, Chewbacca died. They struck most of those canonized books because Chewbacca.
One of the main reasons was to bring Chewbacca
because
back to
Chewbacca
life.
had died, and they wanted to bring him back in the movies. And to be fair.
I would have rather just struck that book.
Fuck that. You could have brought him back before the book took place.
But, like, that's my main problem is, okay, like, Rose was supposed to be a spy. She wasn't supposed to be
No, and
in
trust
the
me,
Resistance.
you and I have argued over and over again about the whole Poe side story, trying to find this great fucking hacker, and all of a sudden they run into a dude who's
It
not
should have been fucking Lando.
who's not the guy, and he can totally fucking hack the system.
should have
And I'm
been
like, dude,
fucking
that doesn't
Lando.
make any fucking sense, and this story doesn't matter.
And in J.J. Abrams' original script, Finn was supposed to realize he was force sensitive earlier, and he would have trained to be a Jedi with Rey, and it would have made way more fucking sense.
And to be honest, JJ also explicitly. That's why I want I want the JJ cut, dude. Because like if you watch the movie, there's scenes they couldn't cut out because it had to do so much with the story.
Yeah.
One of these scenes is when Poe is trying to tell Rey, "I think I'm force sensitive,"
and then they just don't talk about it.
because that is the Disney cut.
Yeah.
That is Kathleen Kennedy.
They're in the desert.
Yes.
They're singing through the scenes. It's like, Ray, I have to tell you
That's
something.
they're in the Falcon. They're in the Falcon.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in the Falcon when he says that, and he's like he stops and he's like, and it's him feeling what's going on in their environment.
That's the Force.
Through the Force, and he wants to tell Rey, and he even tells her, he's like, I have something to tell you, and they're like, okay, and then it never happens. Literally, that the reason they kept that in is because I guarantee you, they didn't have any alternate scenes and had to keep that in, and then made us be like, what the fuck was that, Kathy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so can I pee and you fucking...
And how you going to do my boy Luke like that?
we're going to come back and watch Kenobi.
How you gonna do my
to
boy
be
Luke
fair,
like that?
And to be fair, the only argument I disagree with is Luke's character arc in The Last Jedi makes the most sense to me.
Nope.
Yes.
No.
He's filled with hatred.
No, he's not.
But he is.
Then he would have killed Darth Vader on the Death Star in Return of the Jedi.
He wasn't filled with hatred then.
Why is he now?
Because he believed in his father. And to be fair, Darth Vader's
He
dead.
saved his father.
Yes.
He brought him back to the light.
Right.
And he said, you were right about me, Luke. You were right.
And then his kids fucked it up. Have you never heard
kids.
Have you
He didn't
never
have kids.
She did.
Who?
His sister?
Leia. Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Leia and Han.
Right.
Have you never heard of... Dude, you're telling me right now the story of my nephew's a fucking asshole doesn't make sense?
Because he wouldn't have ever gotten to that point.
But the story of my nephew's a fucking asshole makes sense. I'm saying that arc of my nephew sucks.
Yep. Jason Solo. Heard it a bunch.
Makes sense, yes, but he's not Jason. He's
not.
He's been... And I will also point out, Kenobi made that story make more sense. This is why I'm
even in the books.
This is why
with Jason and Jaina Solo.
Yes.
He never became a hatred asshole.
No.
He had a son named Ben. He had a wife named Mara.
I get that, but
He was a godsend.
You can't. I understand you cannot like The Last Jedi, but then when things like the show Kenobi come out and it makes sense as to why she named her son Ben. That is a double down.
Okay, but that is why Luke named his son Ben.
I know. That is a double down. So is that them agreeing with Kathleen, or is that them trying to clean up a fucking mess?
Mess.
You think so?
Mess. 100% all day.
And if that's the choice we think they made, then we have to accept the fact that that is now permanently canon.
Not with the world between worlds, my guy.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm a piss. Did you want me to pull up something so you can read it, or?
I'm just gonna talk shit about you while you're gone.
Okay, that's fine.
Can you believe this motherfucker?
What?
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 I didn't say anything.
Hey, you did.
Oh, that's so weird.
What?
Look at the second video down. Look who posted it.
Oh, that's weird.
Say with the Y there too.
I know. That's super weird.
Oh my god. 25 years. 25 years. It's a story. Jason and Jaina Solo, their oldest brother, Anakin Solo, died, right? It caused Jason to go to the dark side. It caused Jaina to go to the light side. And they were like yin and yang. They were the only people who could defeat each other. And they were the most powerful versions of each of them, respectively. She was the most powerful Jedi. He was the most powerful Sith. Only Jaina could defeat Jason, and only Jason could defeat Jaina. And Luke Skywalker wasn't an asshole hermit. He had a son. His name was Ben. Ben Skywalker. He named him after Obi-Wan Kenobi because Luke was with Ben for the entirety of episode fucking 4. And then...
Are you talking?
Yeah.
Oh. Dude, I thought the curtains were possessed.
Just fucking bullshit, dude. It's fucking bullshit. Last Jedi's dog shit. Rose Tico was supposed to be a spy. They cut that story. Force projecting isn't a thing. What the fuck is that? If you're going to introduce new things, at least make it make sense. Holdo maneuver my dick
Is there a lighter somewhere?
in my room.
Yeah, that's too much work.
It's fucking bullshit.
Holdo maneuver doesn't make sense, huh?
No! In the wise words of Han Solo, that's not how the fucking Force works.
I don't think he said that.
He didn't say fuck, but...
I don't think he said that's not how the Force works.
Yeah, it is.
And
Force Awakens, they're on Starkiller Base. They just get there, and Finn says something to the effect of, "Why don't you just use the Force?" And Han Solo goes, "That's not how the Force works." Look it up. Look it up. Han Solo, that's not how the Force works. Put my whole dick on the table. I'm not mad at you. I'm just aggressive. I fucking hate.
I can tell.
I think Force Awakens had such good potential, and I don't mind them rewriting things. I don't mind. I really don't. But just make an original story, okay? History repeats itself. That's like one of the main things that people say in life in general. History repeats itself.
All right, shh.
I get it. Just make it original.
Sanitation. And how do you know how to disable shields? I don't. Just here to get ready. People are coming on us. The galaxy is
We're watching this video.
so we'll figure it out. Here's the Force. That's not how the Force works. Oh, really? You're cold? Come on.
Okay, I forgot that scene. That's funny. Jesus, that's not how the Force works. Okay. Can we now watch Sam Witwer
Yeah.
scream Kenobi?
It's so weird that guy posted that 10 years ago.
Play with the attitude you have.
That's Dave Filoni.
Yeah, this won't get docked. And
it's showing you
yeah,
the-
and it's fully animated, yeah. So he's pissed.
Which is what saved him ultimately from death. Look up, go to YouTube again.
Yep.
I'm waiting. look up Obi-Wan Kenobi.
The show?
Just, I'm not
Okay.
done.
Okay.
Obi-Wan Kenobi versus that one. 4 down. That one.
That's 5.
I can't count.
Clearly.
Click it. That's Vader.
Stop.
What's wrong with you, dog?
Fucking trying, all right?
Top one.
It's 3 minutes. Hey, this display is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Having it right here. Explain what's going on.
So
You
This
just
is-
said type this in and click it. No one knows what you're doing.
So this is after Darth Maul screamed Kenobi on Tatooine. He's been looking for Obi-Wan Kenobi in the desert of Tatooine. He finally finds Obi-Wan and he's confronting him literally in the middle of the desert in front of a campfire. Darth Maul just unsheathed. And basically Obi-Wan was like, "You don't have anything." Darth Maul was like, "What do you have?" And now he's about to say, "Why come to this place?" Not simply to hide. This is Darth Maul. He's like, "No, you have a purpose here. Are you protecting something?" And he's like, "No, protecting someone." He's using the Force to interpret Obi-Wan Kenobi. And Obi-Wan Kenobi has not unsheathed his lightsaber until he threatened his reason for being on Tatooine. Obi-Wan then goes into his Revenge of the Sith stance. Hand forward, lightsaber right above his head.
With the peace sign, bitches.
And then he goes into Qui-Gon Jinn's stance.
Is that what that is?
That's Qui-Gon Jinn's stance. Darth Maul recognizes this and then goes to do the move that he killed Qui-Gon Jinn with. So he's going to do the move. He spins 3 strokes. Obi-Wan just fucking murdered Maul. He goes to hit him in the face with the hilt of his lightsaber. Darth Maul does. Just like he did Qui-Gon, and then stab him in the chest. And Obi-Wan has been thinking about this scene for 25 fucking years. About how Qui-Gon died.
Is that how long it's been? Oh, he's Old Man Kenobi, yeah, so it's obviously been 25.
He cuts his lightsaber in half, and in the same stroke cuts Maul. Darth Maul asked, "Is he the chosen one?" Because at this point he knows he is protecting somebody. And Obi-Wan Kenobi says, "Yes, he is." And Darth Maul says he will avenge us.
So what just happened?
What do you mean? Elaborate.
He will avenge us.
The chosen one will avenge us.
So he's speaking of Anakin.
Yes.
And what Darth Maul is saying is he will avenge the dark side?
Specifically, he is speaking of Luke Skywalker. That is who Obi-Wan is there to protect.
So how will he avenge them? I'm a little confused.
Because at this point, Darth Maul wasn't Darth. He was just Maul. He wasn't a Sith. In fact, he asked Ahsoka to join him in the Clone Wars and say, "We can take down the Emperor. We can change all this."
Right.
And she didn't believe him. She didn't believe Anakin would turn to the dark side. She didn't believe that her master could have done something like that.
So when he's saying he will avenge us,
I interpret it as he will avenge the betrayed and the broken. He will avenge
not the dark side.
not the dark side. He will avenge Anakin Skywalker.
I feel like it's open to interpretation.
It is.
Okay.
It is. But I've always seen it as Darth Maul is saying that's why Obi-Wan closes his eyes. That's why he shows him respect. Is because he is saying Luke Skywalker will avenge Anakin. He will avenge the betrayed.
It's a big bet. That's a big bet.
He fucking did it though, didn't he?
Still a big bet. This is another thing I wanted to watch while we're still on the Star Wars topic. Is this? Explain what it is.
It's the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2 official teaser. It's Jedi Survivor. The one thing I'm confused about is throughout this entire trailer, they show us this clip, okay? And it's these clips of this dude in a Bacta tank, and we have no fucking idea who it is. And people are stupid. They think that this guy, you're about to see him, it's like the bad guy. This guy right here, they think that's the fucking Grand Inquisitor. It's not.
He looks like it.
It's the same species. Don't be fucking racist, Stephen. This guy has no hand. We don't know who this guy is, but he has no arm. No right arm.
That's not the Grand Inquisitor?
No, it is not.
Jedi.
Who is this guy? Who is it? I want to know.
It's Starkiller. It's everyone's theory, bros. It's Starkiller. And the tank?
He doesn't look like Starkiller.
Dude, the map on this game better be so fucking big.
There was like 5 in Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah. This
Dathomir, Kashyyyk,
Dathomir, Kashyyyk,
Bracca.
Bracca, what's the one? Your fucking master. His planet.
Bogana.
Bogana.
And then there's that one more. It's the Zepho.
Zepho. The hardest fucking planet in the entire game. No.
Dathomir's the
I'm
hardest.
talking about Zepho.
Zepho is just long.
It's huge. It's fucking huge.
Kashyyyk is the easiest because it's very linear. Bogano is really not that hard.
No, the only problem with Bogano is you have to play more of the game to be able to get to the other stuff in Bogano.
But I think Zepho is not super hard. I think it's just long. I think Dathomir is the most because it's very up and down.
No,
and wide.
I hate Dathomir. I hate it. It's bullshit.
You can go there super early and get double-bladed lightsaber.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. I literally can't stand that fucking planet.
Yeah. 100% of that game.
That's awesome. You know how hard I did to try and 100% it? I think I got like to like 99 or something stupid. Something dumb like that. Fucking like 80,
You did great.
85. I don't know. I helped Dad try to 100% it, and that was fun, but that game, oh my god. I'm excited for the what's it called? It's obviously
Jedi Survivor.
Jedi Survivor.
It's Jedi Fallen Order 2.
Okay, so do you think Cal Kestis will show up in any of the TV shows?
I really wanted him to show up in Obi-Wan Kenobi, but he didn't, obviously. I think there's a possibility he shows up in Mandalorian Season 3.
What if he shows up in like a show like Vader? If they have it.
So there's two very different versions of him that could show up. Okay, if he shows up in Mandalorian or Ahsoka, Mandalorian and Ahsoka take place after Return of the Jedi Episode 6, but
Right.
before Force Awakens. If he showed up in Obi-Wan Kenobi or Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2
Right.
or Vader, that would be after Revenge of the Sith Episode 3, but before Episode 4 A New Hope.
Okay.
So I don't know the exact time frame before Episode 3 and Episode 4, but the exact time frame before Episode 6 and 7 is 35 years.
Between 6 and 7 is 35 years. It's so hard to think about the fact that Cal Kestis was around after Episode 3.
Yeah, Fallen Order takes place 5 years after Revenge of the Sith.
It's crazy to me there's another 30 years of history there.
Well, no.
Between 3 and 6.
3 and 4.
3 and 4, sorry.
I don't know the time frame. 6 and 7.
Well, you
is
got
35 years.
BBAY.
before Battle of Yavin is BBY,
Yes, before Battle of Yavin.
and then ABY is after Battle of Yavin.
And
And
to
Battle
be,
of Yavin is.
and for those that don't know what we're talking about, it's like AD or like
it's after death and before death.
yeah, it's literally their concept of time within the Star Wars lore.
It's ABY and BBY, and
Which
that's
is Battle of-
episode 4
before the Battle of Yavin,
before the Battle of
and
Yavin and
Battle
after
of-
Battle of Yavin.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we move on to Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like you to watch these first 2 minutes of Andrew Schultz's
Oh god.
new special.
Oh god.
No, you're gonna laugh.
Okay.
You ready?
No.
Sorry, guys, you can't. I mean, you can go watch his 2-minute preview of his special, but
He kind of looks like the Let's Get Ready to Rumble guy.
he's supposed to be. You'll notice.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what he says. Are you sure that's not the guy?
Not the same guy. It's not the let's get ready to rumble. It's
Well, I
not
think he died. I
that's
think
not
that's
that
his
guy.
brother.
maybe. I don't know.
You know who would know?
Who?
Dad. He fucking loves WWE.
Word. He's
No,
playing
pardon
it.
me.
He's playing it
He
today.
doesn't like WWE. He likes AEW.
He was playing that shit. Well, he likes
He doesn't like WWE.
anymore.
No. Well, to be fair, it's kind of dog shit.
Well, fucking dude, Logan Paul's doing good things.
It's so funny that he just beats up Machine Gun Kelly.
Dad. Whatever. Watch this shit. Okay, so for context, I guess Andrew Schultz he didn't say what streaming service. Obviously, it's probably Netflix. They gave him money, he filmed it, he sent it into them, and they were like, all right, we'll post this to Netflix if you take out these several fucking jokes. And he's like, no. He's like, this is my special, accept it as it is. And they were like, no. So he spent his life savings to buy the special back from, I'm saying Netflix because I don't know what other streaming service it would have been.
No, I get you.
So he spent his life savings, quote unquote, to buy the special back, and now he's releasing it on his website. And this is the first 2 minutes of it.
How long is it going to take you to pirate it?
Me?
What?
It'd be easy.
Oh, this guy. I like this guy. He's funny.
Dude,
He's funny.
just wait.
I think I've seen him at the Laugh Factory a lot.
This is great. It's great. First 2 minutes of the special, by the way, it gets ridiculous.
Already like a minute in.
Dude, it gets ridiculous super quick. Well, it's a 2 minute and 52 minute. It's a 2 minute and 52-second video.
So the 52 seconds is probably just that guy's intro.
Well, we're a minute and 21 in. We're about to be at 1:52. It'll be 2 minutes.
That's how you start a fucking show right there, bro. Alright, let's see what we're working with. What's up, y'all? Is that yours right there, bro? Latina? Okay. You gotta be careful with her. You on birth control?
That doing improv
Maybe, maybe not. Now, you need certified yes from them, okay?
at a special
Don't fuck
filming.
with the pull-out method with Latinas. You come on a Latin girl's stomach, her belly button just opens up and takes that shit in. Fucking hungry hippos in there, dog. You gotta come on her back. That's why they call them wetbacks. Now, God, everybody, we're just getting started, guys. We're just getting started, okay? What's up, guys? That was the intro to my new special, Infamous.
Dude,
Damn.
you want to see it one more time? That last joke always kills me.
The wetback one.
Damn, Josh.
That's what he said.
Maybe, maybe not. Now, you need certified yes from them, okay? Don't fuck with that pull-out method with Latinas. You come on a Latin girl's stomach, her belly button just opens up and takes that shit in, dog. Like fucking hungry hippos in there, dog. You gotta come on her back. That's why they call them wetbacks. Now, God, everybody,
Everyone was like, what the fuck?
we're just getting started, guys.
Yeah, apparently there's several jokes that Netflix was like, we can't endorse this. And he's like, well, fuck off then. So
that was funny. That was good.
it was hilarious, dude. And that's something I was wanting to talk to you about. How do you feel about woke comedy?
What do you mean?
I don't know, man. I mean, dude.
We didn't talk about how they're taking away.
It's another segment from Andrew Schultz's special.
Ain't that fucked up? They trying to take away your scoops. It's unbelievable. I just want to let y'all know right now, ladies. I am with you. I think it's your body, your choice. I agree with you on that. I agree with you when you say that men should have no say in the decisions you make with your bodies. Those are your decisions to make and yours alone. And I feel that way.
He's hilarious, dude.
At the end of the day, when we all go up to heaven and God's like, why are we all killing babies? We're going to be like, y'all. I think they were very clear whose decision this was, guys. Looks like you need to pay for your sins, babe. Even though I paid for your sins. Come on, y'all. Chivalry ain't dead to that baby, as you know the rules.
God damn, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, abortion. Abortion, man. It's a tricky one. When I was living in my old
This is
city of
nuts.
New York, I lived down the block from an abortion clinic. And location. And no bullshit, that's the wildest place in New York. Like, it's a fucking carnival outside there every single day. Like, people come to New York and they go to, like, Broadway plays and shit. They literally spend thousands of dollars to watch Harry Potter the musical when they could just stand outside the clinic and watch something really disappear. Fetus deleters!
I was so pissed when I saw that. He took it from the internet. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
Fetus deletus.
You should email him.
No, because obviously he just took it from the internet. Do you know how mad I was, though? I even told Andy, I was like, bro, he took my joke. He took the joke I took from the internet. Fetus deletus. I was pissed.
Can you write that on paper and sign it?
Shut the fuck up.
I remember one time I was walking by the clinic and I saw a father and his daughter outside, and his daughter looked like she was 10 years old. Now, I don't want to divide the crowd politically here, but for me, that's a little late. This is just me. I'm not putting my views on you. But personally, I think a fetus becomes a life around the 3rd grade. I think that's a life. I do believe that's a life, okay? Maybe we could roll it back a few years from there, but definitely if you could spell abortion, we don't abort you. That's just the rule that I have in my book, okay? So naturally, I'm like, yo, I gotta save this girl's life.
Fuck.
I walk over, I get a little closer. It turns out he wasn't aborting his daughter, thank God.
Thank God. What are you doing all chill back there?
I'm watching.
I know. I have to pause it every now and again so we don't hit with the copyright. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you feel so far? Is this something
That
you'd
was funny. No, I'd watch it.
Okay, it's $17 on his website. I've really been wanting to buy it, but bro, it's $17. Is that poor of me to say?
A little.
A little?
Just a little.
$17?
If you laugh more than 17 times, it's worth it.
It's fucking dude. Think about this. You've seen this is 6 minutes, and obviously it ends at around 5. And
We're only
then,
like 3 minutes in.
and then the other one you watched was like a minute and a half.
So it's an hour special, right? Or is it like an hour 12, hour 15?
I don't know, because he also, like, as you could tell, he also does like ad lib. He writes on stage, so he's fucking what do you call that? He's improving on stage.
So you think
during
it'll be
his
closer to like an hour 20?
during his special, probably.
Okay, so
It's probably
we've
worth.
seen like 11 minutes out of. We have like another hour.
We've seen like
and-
9 minutes, and I'm genuinely thinking he has like an hour and 10 left.
Okay, so I think it'd be worth $17.
What he was actually doing was protesting the abortion thing. And I've never seen this shit before in real life. It was crazy. Like, he's like heckling these girls as they went. And they're just screaming at her, "You're gonna burn in hell!" And these girls were so New York about it. They're like, "I just had chlamydia, you pussy." Burn in hell, I'm burning now. That's where I'm going to the clinic. So I'm watching this go down and I'm torn, right? Because naturally as a man, I want to protect these women, right? But as a comic, I love a rose, right? So, like, how do I fit in this shit? And then all of a sudden, this UPS employee walks into the clinic, and I had to. At least someone wants to deliver. It was the right thing to say. He got in on it. He was like, same day. It was unbelievable, bro. Chemistry was there. So I'm standing outside a clinic right next to this dude who was like very passionate about abortion. I realized I never spoken to one of these guys before. So I'm like, I just gotta talk to him. So I went up to him and I was like, hey man, I don't want to interrupt your whole take your daughter to work thing. I think
Take your daughter to work
you
thing.
want to spend time with your family. Obviously not everybody here gets that. I go, buddy, I just gotta know, why are you so against abortion? And the guy looks at me, he goes, I'll tell you what changed it all for me. It's these new sonograms. Thank God a few of you guys said, what? We're idiots. I didn't even know they upgraded the sonograms. They completely changed the sonograms. It's not like the back in the day shit to look at you and pay your cable. Remember those?
So we should buy this. Yeah? We should? What? What are you looking at me like that for?
You're just talking. I'm just listening.
I'm talking because I don't want to get copywritten, Josh.
I just said I was listening.
God damn it. Honestly, I probably let it play a little longer than I should have. He's fucking hilarious. Do you even like his comedy? Honestly?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Like I said, I've seen him on Laugh Factory. He's really funny.
He had one special before this, and he released it on YouTube. And I guess he tried to go with the streaming platform, and obviously that didn't go well because they were like, yeah, we can't do this. Which is weird because they have Dave Chappelle. So chances are they said no because of Dave Chappelle. And have you seen Dave Chappelle's last special?
The transgender jokes.
The Closer?
Yeah.
It's
funny.
It's not even funny. It's his friend.
Yeah.
It's upsetting that they tried to cancel him over the fact that he was like, she was my tribe, not yours. Like, I love that woman, and you guys are hating on me because I said some jokes at her expense, even though her family signed off on it, and her and I were always good, and she opened for, like, fuck off. It's kind of crazy. I'll click play, and we'll play the rest of this probably.
Remember the black paper with the gray clouds on it? Those were affordable. Let's just be honest, right? Like, doctor hands you that shit like an etch a sketch. You're like, not today. See you later, kiddo. But the new ones are HD 4D, not 3D. 4D. You can hear the baby like, keep me. I'm in here. What are you doing out there? That's not where you hang a shirt. So I'm looking at these images, right? And I'm like, man, this is visceral. This is hard to disagree with. And then I noticed all the images he showed me are from much later on in the pregnancy. So I was like, hold on. What about early on? He goes, I don't care. I'm killing a baby. I'm like, but bro, it's not even a baby yet. He goes, yeah, but if you leave it there, it's gonna grow into a baby, so it's a baby. And I was like, you know what? Your daughter's fucking hot, bro. This guy loses his fucking mind. The fucking mean my daughter's not you 10 years old? What the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, yeah, but if we leave her there. She gonna grow into a woman, Pops. Are we pedophiles or pro-life? You decide.
Are we pedophiles or pro-life?
As funny as that
you
was.
decide. It makes sense.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. Are we pedophiles or pro-life? You decide. No, that was amazing. Explain what just happened. They didn't hear
You
it all.
can explain what just happened.
Fucking basically, he was talking, Andrew Schultz, we were watching a part of his special. And in the special, he was talking about an abortion doctor that was like, fucking, it grows into a baby, therefore it's a fucking baby. And he's like, no, but like it's not. And he's like, no, but it is. because like you wait long enough, it grows into a baby. Therefore, I don't believe in that shit. And he's like, your daughter's hot as fuck. And she's like, bro. He's like, bro, she's 10 years old. And he's like, yeah, but if you wait long enough, she can be hot as fuck when she's a woman. So are we pro-life or are we pro-pedophile or are we pro-life? It's fucking, dude, that's how, like, I can clearly see why Netflix was like, probably not, dude. We can't do that. We can't do that. But let's hop into our last couple of topics.
I think I know what the first one is.
Let's do this one.
Okay, so this is the Spider-Man No Way Home More Fun Stuff cut.
Okay, this is what I'm confused about. What does it mean, more fun stuff? Like, it's just...
I don't know the exact... It probably tells you on this, but it's like...
The global release date for the extended Spider-Man No Way Home, officially dubbed the more fun stuff version, have finally been revealed, concluding the trilogy that began with Spider-Man Homecoming in 2017. Tom Holland returned last December. Spider-Man No Way Home, $1 billion at the box office with Endgame. Spider-Man No Way Home featured plenty...
this is just more...
Okay.
I think that one is where it starts.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's the release date.
Okay. In a new tweet, the official Spider-Man No Way Home Twitter account, the official theatrical release dates for the more fun stuff version of the film have been revealed. The extended cut will hit theaters on September 1st in the USA and Canada, and the UK will get the film one day later on September 2nd. Tickets are expected to go until Tuesday, August 9th, but it is likely that the date will be confirmed by the same Spider-Man account in the upcoming week. The posts also include dates for the host of the other countries, including France, Germany, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah,
so
blah.
the one who gets to the earliest is... Go back up. Up.
It's,
Okay, stop down. Go to the picture.
It's USA and Canada.
Indonesia gets it August 31st. It's the earliest one. And then we get it September 1st.
And then Australia, Bahrain, Canada, Egypt,
Ethiopia,
Mexico, New Zealand, Oman, Qatar, Syria, UAE. Yeah.
We get it September 1st.
But it is... The more fun stuff version of Spider-Man No Way Home has been confirmed to include both additional and extended scenes, but specific information regarding the additional materials remains unknown. Considering the popularity of the appearances made by Maguire and Garfield's versions of Spider-Man, it's likely the extended cut will feature more scenes of them, but the film also has plenty of additional characters that could be further fleshed out, including the many returning Spider-Man villains, with the original theatrical cut running at 2.5 hours. It is also unknown how much longer the Spider-Man No Way Home extended cut will be. So,
You think it's going to be 3?
Dude, I hope. While we're on the topic of Marvel, can we talk about that for a second? What are they doing?
What do you mean?
Did you not hear about Thor?
Elaborate.
Taika Waititi's version of Thor, his envisioned version, once it was finished and filmed, is 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
They cut 2.5 hours and said, no, it has to be under 2 hours. What are they doing?
I don't know.
They did it with Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be 2 hours or under. Mm-hmm. What was it, like an hour and like 59, something like that?
Yeah.
Thor: Love and Thunder was, I think, 2 hours and 1 or something like that. Why? What are they like? I'm genuinely frustrated.
I do not have an answer for that.
What are they like? Why? What are they
know.
doing? They specifically gave Taika Waititi a window. They were like, "Hey, your cut that you would like out is 4 hours," and he's like, "Okay, what if I cut it to 3?" From the article I read, he's like, "What if I cut it to 3?" And they were like, "That's great, but can you get it under 2?" Which, to me, explains why, if no one has seen the movie, it's a great movie. Mm-hmm. Some of it feels rushed, and I think that's why.
Yeah, definitely.
It's I'm like, what? I felt like there was more to the story, which I'm sure they fucking filmed, but I'm like, why is it under 2? Like, what is with the 2 hour budget they're giving?
The only thing I can like rationalize is that it might be that they're having exclusive content for Disney Plus. So say Multiverse, they didn't do it for Multiverse of Madness.
No, they didn't.
But say Multiverse of Madness released on Disney Plus and they added an hour of extra footage. you would get a bunch of Disney Plus subscriptions. Thor: Love and Thunder, when it releases on Disney Plus, say they make it a 4-hour cut. That's 2 hours of extra content.
Stop that. The most profitable movie you ever made was 2 hours and 54 minutes. You made a 3-hour movie, and it is the most watched movie you have ever made ever.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. I don't care if the movie's 4 hours. I'll be honest. I don't care if it's fucking 5 hours. If it's worth watching, I'll watch it. Mm-hmm. Give me content. Give me what I want to watch. It just seems like corner cutting bullshit.
Yep.
Stop that.
Now, you have always said that you thought Multiverse of Madness should be longer.
Yes.
I think Multiverse of Madness, it did matter to me. I thought it was a good movie. But I do agree with you on Thor: Love and Thunder.
Longer.
I think it should have been longer.
It should have been, at the very least, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And it was under 2 hours and like a minute.
I think it was an hour 55, hour
What?
54.
Dude, what the fuck? And that's another thing is like, yeah, like, other than like Martin Scorsese and maybe occasionally Michael Bay, 20 years ago, 2-hour movies were long. But then you got movies like Goodfellas from
You forgot Quentin Tarantino.
and Quentin Tarantino.
Hateful Eight's like,
Well, Hateful Eight,
Wasn't there,
well,
like, a
that was in the
5-hour
2000s. I meant like in the 90s. So
Okay.
like 20 to 30 years ago.
Kill Bill.
2.5-hour movies were unheard of. But when they fucking came out, bro, every single 2.5-hour movie from these realms and those time periods are worth watching. You have Kill Bill 1. You have Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. You have Pulp Fiction. You have Jackie Brown. A lot of these are from Quentin Tarantino. But then you also have like The Phantom Menace was 2 hours and like 4 minutes. And then you also have I just had another one at the top of my head, and you mentioned the director's name.
Martin Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese. You had Goodfellas. You had like you. If you come out with something people want to watch, they will watch it. It doesn't matter how long it is.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. The Irishman from Martin Scorsese that was released on Netflix, that's 3 hours and 22 minutes, is a long fucking movie.
I don't know if it was long, but The Gentleman was a really good movie.
Would I ever sit through it and watch it again? Maybe. The first time I ever watched it was I glued to my seat and watched it from start to finish. Yes. Yes. To me, it was too long, but I watched it the first time. Like, I enjoyed it. So it's irritating to me that they're apparently Taika was literally told, you have 4 hours of footage, drop 2 hours from that.
I just want to know what was like dropped.
Apparently a lot.
No shit, it's 2 hours. That's a whole fucking movie.
Yeah, no shit. Dude, apparently there was more scenes with gore. Apparently it was amazing. And everyone's main complaint was, why couldn't we see Gore the God Butcher like kill other gods?
I'm sure that was in the 2 hours.
That was included. It was in there. And instead, Marvel was like, oh, let's go with the fucking kid kidnapping scenes more than we go with Gore the God
No,
Butcher.
I have heard the reason. I like this explanation. Was I loved the movie. First off,
I would like to point out,
loved it.
I didn't expect what I saw.
Yeah.
But from what I saw, I did enjoy it.
My main complaint was I thought it was a little too goofy, but I've had a good headcanon from the internet, and it's from the perspective of Korg.
Yes.
Korg is telling us
I
the
was
story.
literally going to say this. It's from the perspective of Korg, Mr. Rock Dude. And from his perspective, the movie makes way more sense.
Yeah, especially the Stormbreaker being jealous scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It all made a lot more sense when I was like, oh, Korg's telling the story. Okay.
Absolutely. But
Like instantly, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
absolutely. But if you could also give me Taika Waititi's version, dude, I don't care if it's 7 hours long. Let me watch it and see what I want. And to be honest, I have a video editor. Let me edit what I think is good. Like fucking, I don't care. Let me watch the movie that you filmed and is your vision. And if I think it's a little off, as a fan, I can be like, this, maybe not that. But instead, we got a watered-down version of a movie that, to be fair, Taika Waititi was flexing for 2 years straight. He was like, I can't believe they let me film this movie. And after watching it, I can't believe they let him film that movie.
Yeah.
But the scenes that I really think he wanted included weren't. And I want those in there. I want to. I want to see it. I would like to enjoy it. I want a movie that makes sense, and the movie does make sense in the context of they're moving towards Secret Wars. Thor gets his own story. The Guardians aren't exactly in his story, but they're involved, and we get everything we kind of want. But I want what I really want, which is
Just tell me what you want. What you really, really want.
we're working towards Secret Wars, and everyone. I don't know. Have you heard everyone's complaint with Phase 4? It doesn't seem to be going in the same general direction.
Kevin Feige actually came out and he said, I know you guys want to know where we're going. And he's like, and I think that there have been plenty of clues, very, very subtle clues of where we're going. And he's like, but in these next coming projects, it will be very obvious. Do not worry.
I see the clues.
I do too.
They're going towards Secret Wars.
They're going more cosmic, and in cosmic, it's Secret Wars.
And here's another thing, because you wanted to talk about Miss Marvel's origin theory, which they obviously
spoiler, because that did just come out.
Okay, which they obviously changed from canon.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler
This is your
alert.
last chance. Spoiler alert.
And 3, 2, 1, Josh, go.
Miss Marvel's teaser trailer. How old is this? March 18th. This is very old, Ethan.
Oh, sorry, I just pulled up.
Okay, well, my point.
Yeah.
I
You
told
don't
him to
even
pull
need the
this up.
article.
Okay,
I think
my
you got
point
it.
Was in I think it was episode 4 or 5 of Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. They do a flashback to the band. Okay, and the band is what unlocked her powers. You figure out later that the band just amplified her powers and unlocked them. She already had the powers, but the band needed to be there to give her the powers and unlock her full ability. But when we do the flashback, we see, I think it's her great aunt, something like that. She finds the bangle, which is like the bracelet, in a tomb, and they zoom out on the tomb and they give us like an eagle view, and we see the 10 Rings logo.
Yeah.
Which is Shang-Chi's dad.
Legend
the
of the 10
Mandarin.
Rings, yeah.
And that is like the only Easter egg we've gotten to the origin of the bangle. And then at the after credit scene of Miss Marvel, spoiler alert again, this is like the big spoiler. Miss Marvel's in her room. She has her comic accurate outfit and her bangle starts going crazy colors. And then she warps into the closet. It breaks through the closet door. And the person who stands up is Captain Marvel, Brie Larson. And she's like, oh, no. And then it cuts and it ends. Okay. And that sets up the new movie, Miss Marvel, or The Marvels.
Marvels.
And that's supposed to deal with Monica Rambeau, who is Photon or Spectrum. She has a lot of different names in the comic books. But that's the girl who got powers in WandaVision.
Yep.
And Captain Marvel, so Brie Larson. And it's going to deal with the two of them and Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
So it's Miss Marvel, Photon, and Captain Marvel. Photon, who is also known as Spectrum, who is also known as Captain Marvel. So they're all kind of Marvels. That's why it's called The Marvels. The running theory in the group, us nerds, is that the bands are was it the Quasar bands? Or is it Wonder Man's bands? They might be the same
I think
thing.
you said Wonder Man bands.
I think it's Wonder Man's. But in the comic books, there's this guy named Wonder Man, and he has Quasar bands. And whenever he dings them together, he trades places with Captain Marvel, I'm pretty sure. And it's about the same thing that happened in the after credit scene. So we think that the bands that she has that unlocked her innate abilities are the Quasar bands from Wonder Man. And he's crazy. That's what gives Vision a new soul, is Wonder Man's soul.
Okay.
It's a whole big thing in the comic books. But the theory is that the reason that Captain Marvel transported to Miss Marvel and they swapped places was that Miss Marvel only had one band, and we haven't been able to find the second band, which has been explicitly stated throughout the show. And they think that it's Kree technology. So
Like the Kree.
Like the Kree. That's where Captain Marvel hails from. Or, well, she hails from Earth, but you know what I'm saying. If you've seen Captain Marvel. They think that she had the other band. And when she picked it up, they swapped.
Okay.
That's about the extent of the speculation. I think Miss Marvel was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
It's definitely goofy.
How do you feel about her origin story and her not being... She's now considered what they would consider in the MCU a mutant.
So in the show, her best friend Bruno says, I did some studying on your DNA and you have a mutation in your blood.
It's the first time we've ever heard the term mutation in the MCU, for the record.
That's not just speculation. It is confirmed now that Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, is not an Inhuman. She is a mutant.
Do you think it's a proper way to introduce the mutants?
Yes.
I feel like no one expected it.
Nobody.
Do you think that's the point?
Yes. Because Kevin Feige, or in general, Marvel, does not like the Inhumans. The reason that they pushed them to the forefront was because Fox owned the X-Men and they owned the mutant name and they couldn't talk about mutants.
Right.
So instead of feeding them free stories to write their movies about Fox, Marvel decided to push the Inhumans, have them defeat the X-Men in a comic book and make them their X-Men.
Okay.
So the reason the Inhumans have been so favored is because Fox has had the rights to them in movies and TV shows. So Kevin Feige hates the Inhumans. Hates them. Doesn't like them.
I don't blame him.
I don't either. That's why every chance we get, we shit on the Inhumans. That's why Black Bolt's head fucking exploded in Multiverse of Madness.
Speaking of the Inhumans, another thing a lot of people have argued about is the fact that in the Eternals, you have this shit coming out of the ocean. Which, explain what that is.
It's a celestial.
Okay. So, say they're not based on the same timeline. They're just a little further apart from this or that.
What?
Just that being in the ocean. Everyone's argument is, what the fuck is going on? And why is
nobody talking about the giant
why are the
celestial?
Avengers not taking care of this? Why are they not taking care of that? And it's almost like the separate movies you get toward, like, you get Peter Parker's story and he's fighting himself and to his accord he's saving the world. Well, then you also get Tony Stark, who's to his accord is also saving the world. And then you also get Thor, who's saving the universe. You get Guardians of the Galaxy, who are saving the galaxy. Everyone argues it's their own separate story. The thing I always asked Dad when I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. He's like, think of it like this. If you were, for example, a person who dealt in sales, and within your company, someone also dealt with customer relations. Say customer relations got so crazy you heard about it in sales. Would you step in, or would you let customer relations take care of it? And I'm like, well, how bad did it get? And he's like, bad enough that you heard about it. I'm like, okay, well, technically, I could take care of it. He's like, but do you? And I was like, well, do I have to? And he's like, no. That's the equivalent is...
That's a good comparison.
The comparison is, it's happening. It's happening. You're aware of it. Can you solve the problem? Yes. Do you have to? No, you don't. You let that hero take care of it. So they want to sell me a cell phone. I don't want to deal with that. Can I sell them a cell phone? Yes, I can. Can customer relations do that? No. But can customer relations also refer them to me if they cannot handle it? Absolutely. So with Marvel, you have problems of they can deal with this and they may or may not be able to. Let's give them the chance to do so, and then they can. And, I mean, that may be a very internal way of looking at it, but, I mean, that's the only way that makes sense to me. Like, how do you explain the Eternals celestial being in the ocean and then no one else in the MCU talking about it. And can we also talk about the fact that the Eternals movie is so separated from the MCU?
I also think it was a good movie. It got a
What
bad
the
rep.
fuck was that about?
Have you seen it?
I've seen enough to know that Harry Styles at the end surprised me.
I thought it was good.
Him being at the end was impressive, and I didn't realize how godly he would look.
Yeah, I watched,
That was pretty-
the entire movie. I was pleasantly surprised.
That was pretty dope. Forward speaking, the movie was not amazing.
It wasn't
No.
life altering like Endgame, but I think it was a solid movie. I think it got a really bad rep.
How do you feel about the fact that, like, you have these internal stories that no one else talks about? Like,
Never really bugged me because Moon Knight fought the fucking devil and nobody ever came to his aid.
dude, that's another example people point out.
Not in
is
the
like,
show. I'm talking about the comic book.
No, that's another example people do point out is the whole show Moon Knight happened. And Doctor Strange doesn't fucking show up and go, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
No?
That's a fair argument. Don't
yes
don't
and
you huff
no.
and puff. That is as far as intellectual beings being in the mystic arts. What's his name in Moon Knight?
Khonshu?
Doctor Strange doesn't show up and go, Khonshu, what the fuck are you doing and why are you messing with my
and
people?
they explain that in the show.
Kind of.
Because they're gods. It's a different level of mystic arts. They don't have the same powers Doctor Strange has. They don't
Correct.
tap from
so
the same power.
in that point, you would assume Thor would show up and go, guys?
Yes, Thor would have made more sense to me.
Okay, so and that's everyone's point
But they brought up
is why.
they brought Thor knows Ra. Thor brought up Ra in Love and Thunder.
He did, didn't he?
He did.
Did he say why he didn't?
Because it's just like Zeus, you don't just go to those gods. Okay, it's like what's a good example?
So it's basically the example I just gave. You don't just show up.
Hold on. It's like, the actor, okay, Dylan Minnette. He's from here.
13 Reasons Why.
Yeah. Imagine he goes to Chris Evans
Okay.
to ask him a question
Okay.
and say, hey, why didn't you take this deal?
Well, that's not.
Dylan Minnette doesn't fucking do that. It's Chris Evans. You don't do that.
Your example did not make any sense.
Oh. He's a low-level actor.
No, he's not. He's a B-lister. Chris Evans is A.
Okay, who's like a D-lister?
Machete.
Steven Seagal.
Machete.
Steven Seagal
Okay.
has a problem with the way.
Careful, damn.
Steven Seagal is like, I gotta go talk to Chris Evans because some shit's going down. You don't just do that.
It's different. You could, is the thing. Is in the real world, like, anyone can talk to anyone, whether you want to talk to them or not. Whether do you think you're on the same caliber they are, whether it be professional, personal, it doesn't matter. But everyone's complaint, as far as overarching story, is how can Moon Knight tie into the Avengers? It doesn't actually make sense. They need a chance to explain it. My point is, can you explain it without them having to?
Yeah.
How? And think about it for a second. It's kind of complicated to explain.
Yes and no. Especially with Love and Thunder coming out. Do you think Zeus, or do you think the Avengers ever thought Zeus existed?
After they were presented with Thor, yes. Because,
did they
because
seek him
even
out?
then, what's his name? What's the general from Hulk?
Thunderbolt Ross?
Ross was specifically like, what if you left a couple nukes lying around? Where's Thor and where's Hulk? His explanation is basically saying, there's people of this world that aren't of our world, which we cannot control. What would you do if you left them just lying around? And his point is, where's Thor and where's Hulk?
I've always hated his argument.
We can't. No, I'm not. I don't appreciate his argument. What I appreciate is his point.
Okay, but they're not nukes, they're people.
It doesn't matter. What his point is we can't control them. My point is if you're speaking on the spectrum of we can't control Hulk and we can't control Thor, which we both know.
Oh my God, you're Team Iron Man.
No, I'm not. No.
Oh my
I am
God.
fucking Cap all the way.
Oh my God.
Stop. Let me finish. My point is, she's asleep. I don't know what you're looking at.
The camera.
Oh, okay. You can't control them. My point is, can you also control their story and their canon arc? Like, if it makes more sense to the fact that Captain America has specifically said, if I'm needed and I feel needed, I'll go there. Well, he didn't go help Moon Knight. He didn't go help Doctor Strange.
You didn't know about Moon Knight.
He didn't go help Spider-Man.
Doctor Strange isn't the type of person you go and help. It's Doctor Strange. He's a master of the mystic arts. He doesn't need your help.
Cool. If that's the point, then what you can't argue is he would go help Spider-Man because that's Brooklyn.
Well, yeah, he would go help Spider-Man.
But he didn't.
Doctor Strange had it. Do you want to know why
You're kind of
Thor-
making my point for
Do you
me.
want to know why Thor?
No, there's no cohesiveness. That's the people's argument.
Do you want to know
I
why
don't
Thor didn't go help Moon Knight?
Why?
Raw had it.
You can't just give these answers.
But there was like 11 gods dealing with it. Thor doesn't need to be there.
Correct. Okay. This point would have been different if not in Avengers. It was either Infinity War or Endgame, to where Iron Man went to take care of them in New York with Doctor Strange, with Wong, with Iron Man.
He didn't know Doctor Strange would be there.
No, he didn't. But Spider-Man showed the fuck up and was like, Tony?
Spider-Man saw the ship. It was all... No. It was all a matter of circumstance. Spider-Man saw the ship. He hopped out of his bus to go see what was happening. He saw Iron Man. He knew Iron Man. He went to help. Tony Stark got a call from Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange went to him. Okay, he came through that portal. And he was like, I need your help. Okay, Doctor Strange knew he was there because he's in New York. He has to know he's there. He's Doctor Strange. Okay, so Doctor Strange came and got Tony. Okay, because Bruce was there. Bruce was like, we need Tony Stark. It's all a matter of circumstance.
It's the same concept of Doctor Strange not understanding that Loki is affecting the timeline.
Right. If he didn't know Loki was affecting the timeline, Loki, the god of mischief, why would he know Khonshu?
My
Moon
point
Knight
is,
exists?
my point is, with that concept, there has to be a world between worlds,
What do you mean?
specifically for Loki. Other ones, you could assume that they just let them handle things.
Elaborate.
This and that. Well, it's like the Justice League. The reason they formed the Justice League is so they could fucking save the world together. So if something happens in Indonesia, fucking John could handle it. And if John can't handle it, he can hit up Flash. And if Flash can't handle it,
He means John as in John Stewart Green Lantern.
Yeah. No, I meant John as in...
John's the Martian Manhunter?
Yes. That's
why you have to be specific.
That's my John. And you know why that's my John. John is the Martian Manhunter. Which,
Well,
thank you, Zack Schneider, for trying, by the way.
Like bring in Martian Manhunter?
He literally tried. And once I saw that deleted scene, I was fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Dude had it right.
He even had a Green Lantern movie set
I
up.
know.
And you're like, no.
My point is you have all these people that are in the same connected world and they don't seem to connect with each other when they're on their own separate missions. One of the ones that made the most sense to me was when Superman, Snyder's Superman, was fighting Zod, and cut to Batman versus Superman. You get fucking Bruce Wayne being like, what the fuck? And destroying Wayne Tower.
Saving that little girl.
Dude, literally, the cohesiveness of the story made sense.
Okay.
Made sense.
Hold on. In that same turn, in Man of Steel, we didn't see that. Okay?
No, we didn't.
We didn't. So in Moon Knight, we didn't see that. We don't have the Batman v Superman follow-up yet.
They're not going to do that.
But you can't say that. Because your whole argument just now was that we got cohesiveness with the next movie.
Correct.
And in the next movie, Love and Thunder, we got Raw. He specifically mentioned Raw. You really think he's just mentioning Raw, pulling it out of his ass? You don't think Marvel was like, "Hey, you kind of got to mention"?
We also got
Moon Knight
we
gods?
also got Wanda feeling bad for the fact that she did what she did, and then within 30 seconds of the end of WandaVision, she ended up being with the Darkhold.
We completely disagree on that point. The Darkhold corrupted her, just like it corrupted Strange. That's why it gave him a third eye. He used it for literally 10 minutes, and it corrupted him. She's been using it since the end of WandaVision, which is roughly like a month, 2 months. It completely corrupted her. Okay, even when Professor Xavier goes inside of her mind to save her, the one that's under the rubble is our Wanda. That is Wanda Maximoff. The fucking creepy ass Scarlet Witch that snaps his neck is the Darkhold corruption Wanda. That is what was in control. It is two different people. Think of it like the Dark Phoenix, right? Jean Grey.
I can't
Jean Grey
think
and
of
the
it
Dark
like
Phoenix are two separate people.
It sounds like I have to.
They're two separate people. The Darkhold corrupted her. That is not Wanda.
So at what point can they run game, and can it just make sense before we have to figure it out? Because it seems like up until Endgame, they had it mapped.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, are we supposed to be fucking confused?
Yes. It is not supposed to make sense yet.
Okay. Because you are aware that right now, no one hates Marvel more than Marvel fans right now.
Oh my god. Yes.
They've turned
Captain
into
Star Wars.
No,
I know.
they've literally turned into Star. No, it's not Captain Star Wars. I'm kind of upset. It's like they have dampened my belief in Kevin Feige because I'm like, are we doing the right
You
thing?
just have to wait.
And that's what I assume.
They have a lot of things in the works.
I know. Let's end this. We're at an hour and 45. We've fucking gone long enough. Absolutely. Episode 65?
6.
What?
66.
65.
You
Last
sure?
episode was 64, yeah.
Okay,
Which is
okay.
only exclusive on Spotify. But this is episode 65. We're doing good. We're doing great. Fuck.
No word today.
No word. Why? No, you haven't had a word the past couple. You fucking come up with a word. You
I had
piece
a
of
word the
shit.
last one.
Piece of shit.
It's not my fault that the podcast ended early.
Come up with a goddamn.
I would like to point out I had a word at the end of the Obi-Wan Kenobi episode. I did.
What was it?
I don't fucking remember. I don't remember the word for 3 months ago. Why did you type in word, bitch?
Because I want you to come up with a word, bitch. Bitch is in slang. A prerogative slang word for a person, usually a woman. When applied to a woman or a girl, it means someone is belligerent, unreasonable, malicious, controlling, aggressive, and or dominant. When applied to a man, boy, bitch reverses its meaning as a derogatory term, being subordinate, weak, and or cowardly. Don't be a bitch.
Snollygoster.
What is it?
Snollygoster.
Definition, please.
This refers to a politician who does or says things to their own personal advancement instead of following their own principles.
Snollygoster. All right, you snollygost bitches.
Hey, that's Andy.
It is Andy. All right.
All right. Have a wonderful
Let these
day.
people know you love them.
I love you guys.
I love you.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. We have to be back consistently with episodes.
Yeah.
I swear to God, when you move out, I will fucking punch you in the face to get consistent
When you
episodes.
drive and get me.
I mean, I will.
Yeah.
I'll still punch you in the face. I'll drive to punch you in the face.
And then we'll come back here.
Absolutely.
Do a podcast.
Or wherever I'm at.
Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Later, guys.